So how did I get into bikes? As a kid, I used to ride a lot of bicycles. And I really wanted a scooter or something, you know, a motorized two-wheeled vehicle. You have to be 16, right, to get a moped, 50cc moped. So before I turned 16, I was really gunning for it. And I had the theory book and everything. You got 2 exams. You got theory and you got practical. And the practical is just right around the theory. You got little theoretical shit, right? And at 16, I studied everything. I had done practical, like previous exam. Practice exams, a lot of practice exams. I had studied the whole book. I knew everything. And then I thought, well, you know what? I don't have any fucking money. I'm a freaking teenager. And why would I get a scooter? I don't need it. Back then, I lived pretty close to school, like a couple of kilometers. I don't need a scooter to get to school. So never mind that. I never got a scooter, and I was broke, you know. So why would I waste my money on something that I don't need at all? Then I thought, fuck it. At 18, I got my car license, and it was the first time I got in a car, the first time, my first lesson, the first time I drove. I was really amazed, because before that I had only cycled. I'd never driven a car. So I was amazed at how easy it went. You just press a pedal and it goes by itself. You don't have to push, you don't have to sweat. It just goes, and it was amazing. Anyway, so at 18 years old, I got my car license. Then my family moved, and I didn't want to switch schools because I had switched schools a lot. I didn't want to switch schools again, and we moved kind of far away. It was like 20 kilometers away from my high school. Slow as fuck. So at 18, I could afford a scooter. Scooter is really fucking cheap in Holland. They're really cheap. At least not a Vespa or something, but a second-hand scooter. So I got this Yamaha Neos, as you might have seen in my really old videos that look like complete shit. Not that they look really good now, but they look a lot better than they did back then. So I rode that scooter for 2 years, and I was really on my toes at all times, because in Holland it was until 2015, I guess. I think 2015 or 14, I'm not sure. Anyway, at some point it became, first of all, you're not allowed to go more than 45 on a scooter. And starting 2014 or 15, if your scooter went over 45, then you don't just get a fine, you just can't ride your scooter anymore. So you would have to pay to get it back to get it to go 45, which is actually ridiculous, because scooters, they're not made to go 45. And with the CVT transmission, it's a bitch to make them go 45, and if you make them go 45, they're just gonna accelerate way slower and all kinds of fucking shit. It's just a bitch to adjust. So anyway, I was on my toes at all times, and normally you have those kids, right, that go really fast on those Rilera scooters or Yamaha Aerox or whatever. Well, my scooter looked like a freaking scooter that an old person would ride, only that. And it was genuinely, that scooter, like 95% of the scooters I've seen like that is ridden by some freaking 67-year-old grandpa. Well, I got that really innocent looking scooter, and I got the 2-stroke version of it, so with the wind in my back I went like 80, and I wasn't planning on getting it to go any slower. I actually made it go a little bit faster. So I was really on my toes at all times. Surprisingly, I rode that thing for 2 years. Surprisingly, I never got pulled over by the police for speed, or to check my scooter how fast it goes, because if they do, you're fucked. Okay, so where was I? I rode that thing for 2 years, nobody pulled me over. And then 2 years later, I was 20. I was 20 and I went ahead and got my motorcycle license. So since then I've been riding motorcycles. Anyway, I kind of fell in love with it because I had to. Because I really couldn't afford to have a car and I needed to go to school, and I wasn't about to cycle 40 kilometers every single day. So yeah, that's how I got into motorcycles, and since then I've had the scooter that I had, the GSX that got completely destroyed, and this thing. And to be honest, it's a great bike. Like, objectively speaking, it's a great bike. It's one of the best A2 bikes that you can buy. But if I have to be completely honest, I would prefer a 4-cylinder. A naked 4-cylinder is just freaking awesome. But still though, 50cc scooters, they remain kind of a guilty pleasure for me because they're a lot of fun to ride, to be honest. It's just, you don't really do much of an effort. You don't have to shift gears, you don't have to do shit. You just like that and then it goes. If it's a regular restricted 4-stroke scooter, then it's kind of quiet and relaxing, first of all. And second of all, it just really doesn't go fast. So you could just spin it the whole time and it just goes like 50 or something.